If someone earning the average global salary of $20,000 a year wanted to match Elon Musk's net worth, they would need over 8 million years of continuous work. That simple truth reveals how enormous wealth can become when multiplied across generations, power, and control. But history has seen fortunes even greater than Musk's empires built not on technology, but on blood, land, and gold. Let's journey through time to meet the richest people who ever lived. Pablo Escobar. At the height of his power, the Colombian drug lord controlled 80% of the world's cocaine market. He earned an estimated $420 million every week. His total net worth once reached more than $30 billion. He built houses for the poor, yet bombed cities when threatened. Money became both his crown and his curse. Joseph Stalin. He never appeared on a Forbes list, but as the absolute ruler of the Soviet Union, he owned everything within its borders. Under his regime, the Soviet economy produced trillions in modern value, all under his control. By some accounts, that would place Stalin among the top 3 richest men in history. His wealth was not measured in cash, but in command. Adolf Hitler. The dictator of Nazi Germany turned propaganda, fear, and plunder into a financial empire. He sold millions of copies of Mein Kampf and seized art, land, and property across Europe. At his peak, his assets were worth more than $5 billion today. His power came not from gold, but from obedience. Henry Ford. The man who revolutionized transportation and built the modern assembly line. By the time of his death, he controlled wealth equal to more than $200 billion today. He didn't just sell cars, he created the system that moved the world. John D. Rockefeller. The Oil King. Founder of Standard Oil and the first billionaire in modern history. At his height, he owned more than 1% of the entire US economy. His adjusted net worth today would exceed $400 billion. He gave away more than half his fortune but remained richer than most countries. The Rothschild family. A dynasty built through banking, lending to kings, and financing wars. In the 1800s, their combined fortune was greater than the GDP of entire nations. At one point, they were believed to control more than half of the world's wealth. Their true value remains hidden in trusts, estates, and influence. Mansa Musa. The ruler of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. He controlled half of the world's gold supply and distributed it so freely that he caused inflation in Egypt for over a decade. His wealth is estimated at more than $400 billion in today's terms. He built mosques, universities, and cities, leaving behind a legacy of prosperity and learning. Genghis Khan. Conqueror of the largest contiguous empire in history. He owned more land than any man before or after him, roughly 16% of the entire Earth's surface. He didn't hoard treasure, his wealth was in power, land, and legacy. His empire shaped Asia and Europe for centuries. Julius Caesar. The man who turned the Roman Republic into an empire. His personal fortune, bolstered by war and tribute, would be worth more than $1 trillion in today's value. He owned lands, armies, and the loyalty of an entire civilization. His death marked not the end of Rome, but the birth of absolute rule. King Solomon. The ancient ruler described in the Bible as possessing unimaginable riches. His treasury, filled with gold from offer and trade from every known region, would be worth over $2 trillion today. He represents the mythical peak of human wealth when faith, wisdom, and gold coexisted. Throughout history, wealth has taken many forms: gold, land, industry, control, and influence. Some built it. Some stole it. Some were born into it. But each learned the same truth, that wealth, no matter how vast, always ends with time. In the end, it isn't how much gold a man owns that matters. It's how long his legacy lasts after the gold is gone. If you enjoyed this journey through the empires of history, subscribe to Zeek Media, where knowledge meets wealth, and every story reveals the psychology of power. Your next lesson begins with a single click.